Are we live? Whoa, I just got it on my phone. All
So.
right.
I
We
think we're live.
we are live. Okay.
Your
So,
intros keep getting better and better. Very proud of them.
I mean, if I did the same thing every time, this would be even more boring than,
That's
it
true.
could be.
How
So,
many bandanas do you own?
7.
Okay.
I'm kind of it's like the white one's kind of like a West Coast Conference Player of the Year Corey Kispert type deal,
Yeah, your hair kind of looks like him.
the best shooter in the country for my money. If have I called anyone else the best shooter in the country?
I don't think so.
All right, so I'm going to go with him. So I think what Illini fans probably appreciate is the fact that we're leading off an episode. I'm leading off an episode after they just beat. They didn't beat Gonzaga. What? After they just beat Michigan by talking about Corey Kispert. So that's good.
Yes, stick around for more Corey Kispert talk.
We should make a Gonzaga podcast. That would be fun. Can you imagine how fun that would be? Be like, well, they won again. Whoops, 24-0. Oh, yeah. I wonder now. The question for Gonzaga
game
is
against San Diego this weekend.
Is anybody gonna stay within single digits against them? That's really what you want to watch for. But anyway, Illinois, right? They played yesterday. Yeah. They did what we thought that they wouldn't do. But I think
they didn't just do it. They did it in incredible fashion.
I think deep in the back of my mind, I was thinking, you know what? It's not impossible. I didn't have the balls to say it.
I mean, I thought it was impossible. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I didn't pick Illinois to lose by 17. Okay.
I said 11, which is not great, but it makes it look a little better.
I don't know. This Illinois team without Io shows up, and it's very impressive. They announced while we were doing the pod that Io was out. Underwood has now came out and said that he's under concussion protocol. And that there's like a 10-step process to it. And Underwood really doesn't know much about it except when the doctors say he's cleared, he's cleared. So
yeah, I think the problem here is that what Underwood said was he hasn't done anything close or remotely close to playing basketball in the shoot around.
Right.
So is he even going to play Saturday at this point? I don't know.
But, I think that if the doctors clear him, he's playing. I don't think he really. I mean, I think he wants to play. So I think if the doctors say he can play, he's going to play regardless.
But, everyone has to play harder and better without Io factor. It's very real in this situation. And to be honest, Kofi has had 3 of his worst Big Ten games. If you're looking at numbers and not getting a double-double in these last 3 games, really last 4 if you count the one against Michigan State, which you can just act like that never happened at this point.
Right. Yeah. Kofi has not, not averaging the points that he usually does. Rebounding as much as he usually does, and Illinois is still winning. So big part of that is the guys that we're giving we're doing a co-pog today, Curbelo and Frazier, mainly because Illinois was sluggish to start off, not scoring. Luckily, Michigan was in the same boat, couldn't score, couldn't do much offensively. Curbelo comes in and scores like 11 of the first 16 points. After he comes in, he found ways to get to the hoop. Sometimes he's out of control, but 2 turnovers this game. So really good for him. 17 points, 6 rebounds, still rebounding really well for a guard. And Curbelo's over the last 4 games is averaging 14 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. And, he's just really coming on lately, which is great to see. Underwood did say about Curbelo, he plays with 0 fear and so much confidence. He's got so much charisma. He was in go mode, as Underwood puts it. He's just been phenomenal. And the fact that he jumped into Brad Underwood's arms last night, really a fan of that. I'm not gonna lie.
I think other than these 70-year-olds who complain about the turnovers on Facebook, I think people are starting to feel a little bit better about Curbelo taking the reins next year.
Yeah, and that's we were sitting. I went to go watch the game with one of my buddies, and there was another guy there, and all he did was yell about Curbelo the whole time. And we're like, dude, he's scoring all the points. Can we? I feel like this, like the older generation Illinois fans just don't like him. Yeah, so
and there's a few things.
They should do some things to help that, right?
They should smoke some weed and shut up. But there's some things that you could say. We won't go there, but maybe there's a reason why they don't like him.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
I was just saying, like, some people
his
don't
hair.
like. Yeah, that's another factor. Like,
Yeah.
people don't like the hair out of control. Why don't you get a buzz cut? There's 3 types of haircuts, as Ron Swanson said: high
Illinois,
and tight, crew cut, buzz cut.
Illinois is really fighting against Gonzaga to try to have the best hair in college basketball.
I mean, Gonzaga is very elite in that category.
Yes, they are.
And
we're
the
still
team,
talking about Gonzaga anyway.
well, if you want to go to another team, Baylor keeps it pretty tight. Like, Matthew Meyer has a nice mullet. Davion Mitchell, who, by the way, is an All-American. Not sure if you knew about that. He's got, the Adam Miller style, except a little thicker, obviously. Everybody knows that. But, Corey Kispert, Drew Timme, they do it well over there in Gonzaga. If we want to talk more about Gonzaga, we can. But anyway.
Yeah, we're good. Trent Frazier. Curbelo, carried the team through the first half. Trent carried the team through the second half. 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, locked down defensively against Smith. Just overall good night. It seemed there for a moment he couldn't miss. Illinois went on a 27-7 run, and during that run, Frazier had 13 of 15 of Illinois' points. So really good. Apparently Underwood took him out of shoot around and to save his energy, and Frazier was not very happy about that, but it worked out. I did see that Dickie V posted on Twitter, and Underwood said that Trent's the best on-ball defender. He's been saying that for a while. And Dickie added that Trent is the most underrated guard nationally that he has seen, and that Dickie's going to be doing the game on Saturday. So I believe he was supposed to do a game earlier this season, and
he's supposed to do Baylor, Illinois.
Yeah. Yep, and for some reason,
don't you like how I mean, I know the game was a blow up, but don't you like how Jay Billis was talking about like Oreo ice cream or something with like 7 minutes left?
I couldn't hear the game.
So I was waiting for him to change. So I was like, he's going to stop talking about the game soon. But
yeah, I did not. I couldn't hear the announcer. So
I'd rather him talk about ice cream than we shouldn't be playing basketball during a pandemic, or the NCAA sucks, which I agree with. But everybody knows all this stuff. We don't need to sit there and listen to it or about it. But is this the best picture of the season that I'm about to put on the screen? I mean, this is a pretty good one. Like, there's a lot of factors to this picture.
Shocky faces.
That was after
the crossover.
Three, yeah.
Put old Chandi on his butt. That was
you talk about overplaying. My God, he did that every time.
And Michigan does that, and I think that's what killed them against Illinois. Is they just overplay everything. Trent could easily get to the hole whenever he wanted. That's a big reason why Curbelo was so good in the first half, is because once he got past his guy, nobody was around him. So I don't know. I mean, that's Michigan style, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a good one. Like, let's overplay a fast team.
Right. That's exactly. And maybe that's why Illinois was such a tough matchup for him. But
yeah, and Illinois also just completely. I mean, Underwood, his game plan defensively was absolutely perfect in this game. Like, Michigan had no answer for it. And I know that Michigan's best players weren't playing well, but I think a lot of that was the way that Illinois defended.
Right. And that's what, we talked about it. Michigan's length, with Livers and those guys, and Wagner, who would guard them, but Illinois had a plan and disrupted them a lot. Underwood, speaking of disruptive, he said, I thought we were disruptive, thought we played very, very hard. Curbelo came in the game and was so great. And then we saw old Trent in the second half. So I don't know how Trent feels about being called.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, I don't know.
But, I get what he's saying. I don't know if you really want to say that about your player, that, he's back from being as good as he used to be. But
mean, he has been really up and down. He also was hesitating to take shots, even
He
early
was.
in this game.
Yes, and he did not when they went on that run, he wasn't hesitating at all. So
7 for 18 from the field. I don't even care about that. Anyone complaining about that's an idiot. Still at 22 points, 6 for 7 from the line, 2 of 5 from 3. Here's the thing about Michigan. Their leading scorer in this game had 11 points.
Yeah.
Nobody had double figures for Michigan. You had Austin Davis at 9, which I can't believe he played better than Dickinson. That surprises me. Dickinson had 6, 1 of 8 from the field. Yeah. Johns had 4. Livers had 7, 2 for 7 from the field. Wagner had 2 points.
Yep.
1 for 9.
Yep.
And Mike Smith had 5, 2 for 6. I mean, it's 34% of the field. They took 7 threes, Michigan did.
Yeah.
7 threes.
Yeah, it was a very un-Michigan-like game. But, yeah, their shooting was heroic. It was terrible. 34% from the field. Kofi, do you think he won the battle of the big men this game?
Well, yeah.
There's a win. I mean, comparatively, numbers-wise, yes, I would say
Austin Davis had a pretty nice game, though.
He did. But Austin Davis played when Kofi was out, usually. Yeah. So I think a big part of it was the foul trouble. Kofi, there was one that I thought was just not a great call, but it is what it is. But Kofi got his third, and then luckily Dickinson got his third like immediately after. I think if Dickinson doesn't do that and he gets to stay in the game, this game could have been a lot closer. But the fact that those two guys were out at the same time, I think was huge.
I think I saw a tweet. I don't know what the tweet was, but I think it said like when Dickinson went out, Illinois was up 7, and he stayed out for like 8 minutes, and Illinois was up like 21. Yeah. Whenever they put him back in. So I think Juwan Howard was being a little too conservative there by keeping Dickinson out.
I agree. I was impressed when Curbelo would get to the hoop and could still get around him or, get shots up. Over him. At one time he made a little step back jumper over Dickinson. So that was good to see.
Another factor you have to throw in there is that Dickinson had a pretty simple haircut all season. Then he decided to get a fade, and this is his first game with that, and he played poorly. It could be a factor. Now, he has had some really good defensive games this year, but even like Garza's not Kofi. Like Kofi is bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
All Garza does is, hook everybody and then score. That's literally what he does. Yeah. Like he hooks Dickinson, it's a foul on Dickinson. Like that happens all the time with Garza. Mm-hmm. So that's that.
I agree. We talked about defense and how they play, how Michigan shot. You already threw out all the numbers. But Underwood did say our success going forward is going to be based on what we do at the defensive end. It's going to be our toughness, our grit, and our nastiness. Interesting. Turnovers, Illinois' turnovers, I think they had like 5 or 6 through the first 5 minutes, ended with only 12. So I'm going to call that a W.
Michigan had what, 11? Still can't win the turnover battle.
Yeah. Yep. But
matters.
They seem to play more under control. Adam Miller had like the first 3, I think. When he goes to his right, he is, I'd say, very inconsistent. Be a good way to put it. He got a steal, I believe, and was going on a fast break and just kind of walked over the ball, or I'm not really sure what exactly happened there, but he had 3. Frazier had 3. Kofi had 2. So. But it wasn't terrible. Tyler Underwood did have 1, so they should actually.
Yeah, what was he doing throwing an alley oop to Edgar Padilla?
I know, threw an alley oop to the smallest guy on the court.
Jesus,
that's true. That is very true. I thought Illinois was very good on the rebounding end, which is something they have been struggling. They actually out rebounded Michigan 42-26. 12-5 on the offensive end, and it seemed like every time a shot went up, only Illinois players were under the hoop. I don't know what was going on with Michigan. in that sense, but Illinois had some nice tip backs, which you don't see very often. Georgie had one. Hawkins had one. DeMonte ran the floor and got one after Frazier missed a layup. So really, just really good on the defense or on the rebounding end. And the guy that I think is always the best person boxing out, in Adam Miller. I love the way that he rebounds. I also love the way Curbelo just seems to know where the ball is going. So if the guards keep rebounding like they do, this team will be tough to beat. So
yes.
Illinois got a little something from everybody this game. We talked about Kofi and Trent and Curbelo and what they did, but Grandison had 5 assists, had 3 offensive rebounds. He's really good on the offensive rebounding end. Miller, your boy, Ace Wolf, 2 for 4 from 3, had 6 points, had a really nice step back 3, which haven't seen much of.
That was his best 3 this season.
Yep.
In his college career, that was his best.
Yep. DeMonte continues to, get more points with the absence of Io. He had 7 points, 6 rebounds. Georgie had 4 points, went 2 or 3 from the field. Struggled when he was defending Dickinson, which is understandable. There was one possession I remember that I was like excited because Georgie was actually playing a really good defense. And then all of a sudden he got on Dickinson's high side and they were almost to the free throw line and an easy, toss up dunk for Dickinson. I don't know. Does Dickinson dunk? I'm not sure he can make it up there, but and Hawkins, he played 8 minutes, didn't, do anything too terrible, had an assist, had a putback, like I said, 3 rebounds. I think he's still a liability on the defensive end, but you know what? It was still a good game for everybody. Good team win again. But Trent and Curbelo were the 2 guys that really picked this team up and put them on their backs when they needed to get something going offensively. So really good to see that from there. Underwood was asked about a 1 seed, I believe. And he said, I would be challenged to find a better win in college basketball, at least a better road win. They're up there in every analytic category and then do that without the best player in college basketball. That makes a pretty strong statement. Thoughts?
I don't think there's been a better win. No, I really don't.
Yeah, I do. And we actually just the last podcast, I said, do you think Wisconsin's win was the best win? This is by far the best win. Michigan probably due for a clunker like this. Illinois, yes, Illinois played great defense, but Michigan couldn't make a shot. Always helpful. So just fantastic win. I'm still in shock. I'm still a little woozy from celebrating the victory. So I'll take it. This is March, right?
It is March, and Illinois has just getting started. This is where they get going. I said it at the end of February. Here we go. Watch out. I didn't think they'd lose to Michigan State, but they made up for it by beating Nebraska like they're supposed to, then beating Wisconsin, then beating Michigan.
And we didn't have to listen to Michigan Twitter fan base, so I'm really happy about that. I did see that this was the largest lead for Michigan at the Chrysler Center, being ranked in the top 15, and I believe it's the 3rd biggest ever. So really good to be able to put that notch in the belt against Michigan. So
yeah, I wonder how all those Michigan fans who had some things to say, what their thoughts are. I know they're just like, it's still first place in the Big Ten. I mean, that's an easy
that is their only thing. Yeah, you also only have played.
You're gonna win.
You've only played 15 games. Let's calm down.
You're gonna win a win percentage Big Ten. Like, congrats! Yeah, wow,
exactly. So cool. Illinois is 15-4. They're 13-2. Still a chance if Michigan State finds a way to beat them twice. Illinois still has a chance. I don't think there is either, but if anybody can do it and disrupt Michigan enough, it'd be Michigan State. Just the way
they'll beat them once.
That they play. Yeah.
Twice.
Yep. And maybe Cisco will, break somebody's face.
Sissoko, yeah.
Maybe he'll break somebody's face and won't be able to play the second game. Who knows?
Yeah, do you think this was a game where Michigan could have benefited from having like an experienced veteran coach like Beeline in there? Not trying to take away from Juwan, but
yeah, I honestly don't know. I mean, when your team's just off like that, I don't know if a coach changes. Like, I mean, you said the numbers. Dickinson goes 1 for 8. When was any time that he's done that? Wagner 1 for 9. It's just not. This wasn't how Michigan usually plays. So
we rattled them.
We did.
Rattled them.
We did. We gave him too much confidence. I do have to say, I think Joey Wagner shared the picture. He got it from somebody. Io was standing at half court during warmups, just death staring Michigan's team, which I thought was fantastic. Good on you, Io. Intimidate them, even though you're not playing. I like it.
He's doing his part.
Exactly.
And shocked face on the bench, also doing his part.
Yes, the shocked face was very nice. So,
which 3 was better, Trent's or Miller's?
I'm not gonna lie, I was looking down when Miller shot his, so I was
thinking Miller's was a better shot.
The move Trent's before was
like Miller was further out and had the defender closer because every time Shondy Brown guarded Trent, he was like all up on him, and then either Trent draws a foul or he gets around him.
They were actually, I think they were in a 2-3 when Trent hit his, and he shook livers, and then Chandi almost fell down, basically.
Do you think they tell them to overplay like that, or they just do it?
I don't know.
Because that is so bad. I mean, you're like Trent is way faster than him, so all he has to do is make a move and get around him.
I do have a comment. Are we a 1 seed lock?
I wouldn't say lock, but I would say very close to that.
Yeah, so I thought that if Illinois won one of these games, they would be a lock. But now the talk seems that they're not.
Here's the problem I have with it: you cannot justify, unless Ohio State wins the Big Ten tournament, you cannot justify putting the number 5 overall Big Ten team as a 1 seed over the number 2 Big Ten team.
Right.
I don't care if Ohio State beats them Saturday.
Yeah.
Head-to-head means nothing in this situation.
If Illinois beats Ohio State, definitely a lock, though.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, unless
no doubt about it.
Even if they lose in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament, I still think they'd be a lock. But, I mean, I don't see them doing that. I don't see them doing a situation where you have the number 5 Big Ten team getting a 1 seed over the number 2. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah. I didn't get to hear the game, but I'm sure Dickinson. I feel like Kofi doesn't get the respect that he probably should. But that's just me.
I think they cover both of them pretty well. I don't know. I couldn't have much attention to it.
Yeah,
I was just waiting for when Billis would change the subject.
I was just waiting for Oreo ice cream, huh?
Yeah, he talked about that, and then he probably had a couple things to say about Duke. I'm sure Duke probably came up.
True.
About how they're dead, which they are. I'm trying to think if I have any final thoughts for this game. Gonzaga, their team.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Adam Miller, good game for him. Good tweets today.
He did. Are you paying attention? Or do we have your attention?
Yeah, and it got like 10,000 likes. And he said y'all ran this one up.
Yeah, I did like the celebration. They celebrated with the water and all that stuff. That was cool.
All the coaches were wearing those sweet orange.
They were. I noticed that. I thought of you.
I need one of those, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get in contact with somebody for you.
And then Trent's dad's tweet wasn't weird at all, but
I don't know.
We won't go into it, but it was
a
little weird. I don't know. Yeah.
I love that everybody told him to tell Trent to come back for a 5th year, though.
Yeah, I'd still like to know why they're not coming back.
I don't know. We don't know, and we don't know yet. So let's.
If this is Trent really made it seem like he's gone. He posted a tweet, said thank you, Illini Nation.
True.
Maybe he'll rethink it after these few games.
Yeah, maybe it depends on how they, end up doing.
I mean, Kofi's definitely coming back, so this is the team that you're going to have next year plus a couple wings.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
My only problem with that team is I think they'd really underperform to what we think just because of this stretch. They won't have a scenario where they're going to be like, well, when Io comes back, we won't play this hard or something. I don't know.
True. Yeah.
That's got to a lot of Illini fans have to be worrying about that going into Saturday. If Io comes back, I could see a scenario where they just go back to what they were doing when Io was playing, which is just taking forever to get ramped up in almost every game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Luckily, Michigan was very slow out the gate yesterday.
Yeah, this was a 2-0 game with under 16 to play, I think.
Yeah.
And then it was 5-2, and then Livers hit a jumper and a 3, made it 7-5. And it was really boring. And then Illinois turned it on at the end of the first half. DeMonte had a nice air ball, and he made a 3 after that.
At least he didn't airball any free throws.
Shawnee Brown did do that. Yeah, it was pretty bad. 3 shots, and he only made 1.
Yeah, I seriously said to my buddy I was with, I said, man, I wish Shawnee would have came to Illinois. And he's like, yeah. And then he airballed that free throw, and I'm like, maybe not.
We wanted him, We did.
We did. Well, I think everybody thought he was coming here, and then he went to Michigan. I don't know. Jawan's got a bigger McDonald's bag than Illinois does. Anyways.
He's got like 6 signings for next year. I mean, they're
on a Saturday. Let's do it.
3 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday, and I think Dickie V's calling the game, right? So there you go.
That's what he tweeted, but he's done that before and then didn't show up. So,
these teams are quite different. Illinois is far more balanced if you look at the metrics. Haslametrics has Illinois' offensive efficiency at 12, with Ohio State's offense at 4, and defensively, Illinois 7th and Ohio State 73rd. So not a very good defensive team for Ohio State.
No. I mean, the key to this is going to be shutting down E.J. Liddell. He seems to love to have great games against Illinois. I don't know how you shut him down, who can shut him down, but they're going to have to find a way.
Need the Michigan game plan. Do it again. Screw it.
Do it again. Kofi's going to have to stay out of foul trouble. Io, we'll see what happens with him. Does Illinois need him to come back? No, I don't believe so. Does this game matter that much?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like even if Illinois does lose this game, they win the first game they play in the Big Ten tournament, they're probably a 1 seed.
Unless the committee's stupid enough to put a team that they've liked all year, which is Illinois, keep them away from a 1 seed just because of head-to-head, which would be stupid. But you look at the strength of schedule, Illinois 9th, Ohio State 11th. You're going to expect that in the Big Ten. Consistency, Illinois is 297th in consistency. So that sounds about right.
That sounds exactly right.
Ohio State's 140 or 184. Yeah. So I don't know. Illinois is much more efficient offensively, or much more efficient when it comes to shooting, like 2nd in the country in field goal percentage against the average opponent and 7th in 3-point percentage.
Yeah.
So that is on their side. If you look at what Illinois has done, in terms of rebounding recently, they've been very good. You look at turnover percentage, Ohio State doesn't force any turnovers like ever. So there's that. And Illinois turns the ball over a lot. So they're still going to get some,
Yeah.
Not everyone could be like Gonzaga, right?
Yeah. And they can't have a slow start. You look at the first game, Illinois was down 15 at half, ended up, losing by 6, but you just can't have that half. And Ohio State shot absolutely lights out. Shot like 54% from the field, 52% from 3. So I feel like Illinois' defense is much better now than the first time they played.
Illinois is a much better team now than they were then.
Yep. And Ohio State, I think, is too. Washington's really been coming on for them.
They're better, but it's not that much different.
Yeah, I do think Illinois is the better team in this matchup. I do think that they have a chance to win this. I just don't know, going on the road so many times. I know they get a long layoff, but I don't know if they'll be able to pull it out on the road. So I don't know.
I think that Walker's going to play. He didn't play the last time they played. And the only reason Illinois lost that game is because Illinois was losing games on purpose when teams' point guards were out. That was kind of what we're doing. Ayala didn't play for Maryland. Right. Can't win that game.
Yep. That makes
sense.
So
if you look at matchups and who Ohio State starts and who Illinois starts, I mean, I think if they have the regular lineup, I know Kyle Young missed a game or two. I don't know if he's back. I'm sure he is. But
I don't know. I think I saw that. I think he was in the game against Iowa, wasn't he?
I think he was. Had to make it.
Yeah, he played in that game. He had 3 points against Iowa.
All right, so you look at their lineup matchup wise, they have more length. I mean, you got a 6'7", 6'7", 6'8", so they don't have the center game.
Right. But EJ Liddell's good enough to play the center.
Yeah, I think Illinois needs a situation where they can do something similar to what Iowa did to Ohio State, which is, number one, they're going to need Ohio State to shoot poorly. That would help.
Yes.
But obviously Illinois is going to play more defense, you'd think, than Iowa. But so I think you're probably going to have Walker against Frazier. I think that's a lock, right? I mean, he's definitely going to guard him. If Io's back, you probably have Io on Justice Suing, I would say, who's a 6'7" wing who has been very good for them. And then you probably have Miller on Washington, which I don't love, but you got to go with it, right? I mean, if Miller is going to be a decent defender, which I think he's been better than we would have thought defensively, he's been pretty good overall. Yeah. I'm okay with that, I guess, because, Washington's only 6'3", so he's not way bigger. Then I guess, do you go Grandison against Liddell maybe this time?
Man, I don't know. I think Liddell would eat Grandison up in the post.
He ate Kofi up from 3.
That's true.
He's making everything. You need someone out there. I think it's going to be Kofi against Kyle Young. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't want Kofi guarding a guy that can shoot from everywhere.
Right.
But I also don't expect Liddell to make everything like he did last time.
Yeah, he was 10 of 16 last game. So, you got to hope Liddell is just not, like I said, for some reason he just decides to dominate when they play Illinois.
And another factor.
He only had 15 against Iowa, so it's hard to say.
Another factor in this game that people aren't going to talk about going into it is they have to close out on Justin Ahrens because he makes every freaking 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
They struggled with that last time. He's shooting 46% from 3.
They have struggled with that a lot. I feel like they're getting better. They're not. They still struggle fighting through screens, which I know drives people crazy. But I'd rather them try fighting through them than going under them because obviously that hasn't been working.
Staying out of foul trouble would help too because they have 2 of the best free throw shooters in the Big Ten. CJ Walker's a 95% shooter, and Dwayne Washington Jr. is an 89% free throw shooter. So it would be nice to not foul a lot. I don't know. I like the way Illinois matches up with them, but it's all about whether Illinois is going to have a letdown game like they did, the last time they played. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of my worry is you just beat Michigan by a bunch. Are they going to come out? I mean, they came out sluggish this game, but if they come out like they did last time they played Ohio State and get in a hole like that, then I don't think they have a chance.
I do feel better about this game with the fact that they lost to Ohio State the first time. I don't really expect a team to sweep them.
Right.
So maybe that will help. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be the way that they play is going to really depend on whether Iowa plays. Because if he doesn't play and you have DeMonte starting, you have a Michigan situation where the length is much bigger. So you're going to have, who did DeMonte cover yesterday? Did he play Wagner or Livers?
I think they switched. I think him and Grandison kind of
They're gonna have to do the same thing in this game
off.
with Liddell and Suing.
Maryland about ready to lose to Northwestern, by the way.
It doesn't surprise me that much. Northwestern's due to win some. Spoiler. Play some spoiler alert action on them or whatever people call it. I'm completely blanking on the word. I guess that's what they say, right? I don't know.
Bubble busters.
I don't know. The Big Ten is really shooting themselves in the foot at this
point.
They
are. The bottom. I think is it Rothstein that keeps saying the bottom of the Big Ten
is cannibalizing
in the middle of the Big Ten.
Says that about like every conference.
He does, yeah. So, but yeah, back to this game. Predictions, or you still got more?
I'm trying to think of something. Michigan State is the only team that's kind of staying afloat. I know they lost to Maryland, but they beat Indiana, Minnesota, and Maryland. And
Minnesota lost again today.
You have two teams that are just killing themselves, and then two other teams that are reasonably, like Maryland has won a lot of games. Michigan State have won some big games. Indiana and Minnesota just fallen off of a cliff. If Richard Pitino has a job next year at Minnesota, I would be shocked.
There's no way.
And the other thing is that sucks because I want Underwood to have 2 games against him a year. It's fun.
Yeah.
He'll probably go the John Gross route, which is, landing at a mid-major school. And
maybe he'll go help his dad down at Iona.
I would bet millions that doesn't happen. Maybe he could go to New Mexico instead of Antigua.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Go to New Mexico.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the coaching carousel. I already got it on the dock for next Monday, countdown to March Madness. There's a lot of openings. Well, what if he goes to Penn State? Keep him in the Big Ten? There's no way. Anyway, predictions. Wait, do I have any Ken Palm stuff? Let me make sure let's see.
Is there a prediction, like score prediction?
78-77 Illinois is the prediction. Now, Haslametrics is 76-75 Ohio State. If you look at conference efficiency, Ohio State's defense is 10th in the conference during conference play. In defensive efficiency, they're second in offensive efficiency. Illinois is second in defense, fourth in offense. So Illinois more balanced. Illinois is the number 1 team in 2-point percentage in conference play in the Big Ten. So,
wow.
Of course, Illinois has some other downfalls, and such as 3-point distribution, 14th in the Big Ten. But anyway, who cares about that? Predictions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope I go 0 for 2. Michigan game, I was way off. I'm gonna have Illinois losing this game. I think it's only the second or third prediction of a loss from me for Illinois. I got Ohio State winning 83-79.
I'm taking Illinois. Don't even care. Don't care if Iowa plays. Don't care if he doesn't play. 78-73. They're going to finish the season right. Then they're going to lose on Friday in the Big Ten tournament because that's just how these things go. And they're still going to get a 1 seed. So, boom.
Right now, it looks like they might play Maryland or –
Well, Maryland losing.
Does that change it?
If Indiana or Rutgers can emerge to win some games.
Right now, I think it's Maryland or Rutgers is who they were going to play, right?
I want a rematch with Rutgers.
I think I'd rather have a rematch against Maryland.
But... I would too, but I also want a rematch against Rutgers.
Okay.
The only way that Rutgers can do anything is if you have Ron Harper Jr. or Geo Baker actually playing. Well, they've both just been terrible.
Yeah, true.
I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming. Illinois definitely should have beaten them.
Ron Harper no offense, he just doesn't look like a ball player. If that makes any sense.
There's a lot of guys like that.
The fact that he was playing that well he's good, but
I think what you're trying to say
shots
is that he doesn't have any muscle tone and he's chubby and he looks like he eats 6 donuts before every game.
Yes.
Exactly. Another guy that has zero muscle tone. Another guy who has zero muscle tone and plays in the Big Ten is that Ryan Young from Northwestern. My God, he looks like a pudgy, I am too, but I don't play in the Big Ten, do I? So
right. Yeah,
I play in the farm league.
Play in the farm league.
And I dominate. I'm the Corey Kispert of the farm league, except I'm not 6'7" and I can't dunk.
Because you got that silly bandana on doesn't mean you're Corey Kispert.
I'm a mix between Corey Kispert and Joe Harris, who is a small forward for the Nets. Went to Virginia, great shooter, also wears a headband. So
Who else wears a headband?
Curbelo and Trent Frazier.
That's right. Curbelo wears the T-shirt ones like you do, though.
Why was he wearing it like the Nike sign was upside down?
Upside down. He always wears it upside down.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
He was wearing a black one yesterday. He wasn't wearing the neon orange that doesn't match them at all, which is I think what Trent wears.
It must just be his signature upside down logo.
It's kind of a weird thing to do, but
we're talking about it, aren't we?
Is that why he's wearing? He's like the Illini basketball podcast. We'll talk about this.
Well, obviously, maybe we can ask him when you get him on the pod this summer.
You know what I was going to say earlier that I didn't say in this podcast? We're going to be saying in like 3 years or two years from now, we're going to be saying on this very show, because it'll still be around. It'll be like episode 200. And we'll say, can you believe that Curbelo couldn't shoot his freshman year? He's such a good shooter now. That's going to happen in 2 years.
I like that. I hope that's true.
It's going to be true, because I'll tell you right now, if Underwood said he was like Trae Young, and what does Trae Young do? He shoots. True. Then he better find a way to be a good shooter.
Yeah, and I think that he probably is a good shooter. He's just he's got to get around to it. So
I mean, he's been shooting really better when he's playing more.
Yeah, he needs to work on his set shots, I guess, a little bit more. He's really good at the runners and the up and unders and things like that. But
yeah, next year is going to be the Curbelo Miller show with Kofi, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You still think Kofi's gone?
Yes.
All right. Episode number 59, I think, is what the next one is, right?
Yep.
We'll just throw this one out there before we go. Your thoughts?
I love it. Keep it up, Kendall.
The Bulls suck, but whatever.
I don't care. If I couldn't tell you anything. I saw Devin Booker got kicked out of the game just because I followed you on Twitter.
Yes, what a joke.
What Underwood. What's the guy's name that's really good in the NBA? LeBron. LeBron said to the refs, get him out of here or something, and so they kicked him out.
Suns still won, so
pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Episode 59 is what the next one is, right?
Yeah.
This is 58.
Yes.
So I don't know when we'll do this. Are we going to do it Monday, Sunday? Oh, I always forget that we do the other one on Mondays. Damn it. Tuesday?
Yeah. We maybe do it Sunday.
I think we should do it Sunday and then do one before when we know who their big team
when they're going to play,
which will be Friday, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do one
maybe.
Thursday or Friday.
Do you want? Are we not going to watch? We're not going to jinx it with a watch party.
That's a tough one. I also kind of want to listen to Dickie V. I don't know. That's a tough one.
We'll think about it. Just
look
at her. Keep up on her socials. You'll know if we go live. So
we might. I don't know. Episode 59 will be there Sunday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. One of those days.
Yeah,
it'll
probably
be there.
Probably Sunday.
But hopefully they can finish the season strong. 16-4 in the Big Ten would be good, I think. So
it'd be fantastic.
And it keeps Underwood off of the
Underwood thin ice.
I don't know what we predicted, but I think we were both around 16-4. So
yeah, we know our stuff, definitely.
Yep, exactly.
All right, we'll be back Sunday, probably. Gonzaga, see ya.